right. I'm Anthony Sciaretta. I'm 29 years old. Height's 5'7". I'm currently 200 pounds. I'm getting ready to compete at the Virginia Max Muscle Mid-Atlantic Show in 7 days. And after that one, I'm getting ready for the East Coast Championships, which is in New Jersey.
Now, what shows did you do last year, bud?
Last year, I did the Jay Cutler Baltimore Classic in 2013. That was a good show. It was really big. It was probably about 400 competitors. Probably one of Maryland's tougher shows, but it was my first show ever, and it was a pretty successful show for myself. I did novice heavyweight. I took first place in that. Took novice overall, and then I took light heavyweight open. So I got to battle it out at the end of the night for the overall, but I lost to the heavyweight. But it was a good experience. It was a lot of fun. My first show, so couldn't complain walking away with 3 trophies for the first time.
Wait, how long have you been competing in, bud?
This is my second year. This is going to be the Max Muscle is going to be my second show. So last year was my first year competing. So.
Very cool. Today you did back, bud. I know you threw in some biceps at the end. Go ahead and take us through your workout, the movements, and what you like about each one.
Okay. First thing we did is we started off with just basic old school pull-ups. You know, I like to start all my back exercises and back workouts with pull-ups, just to open up my lats, get the blood flowing in my back a little bit. Plus, you can't go wrong with a pull-up. From there, we went to isolated low rows. I like to do isolated low rows, basically because one of my weaker points is my lower lats. So with that, you'll notice that I keep my elbows really close and in tight when I'm doing that motion, and that's basically to take weight off of my arms, and I utilize my back more so than my arms, because with back, you know, we're pulling a lot with our biceps. So I try to use as little arms as possible, and then from there, I think we went over to pull downs. I think we did pull downs, close grip pull downs, which is also like a lower lat motion. Basically, I do that one to fill the blood or fill the lat with as much blood as possible, just to chase the pump. I'm not going super heavy because, you know, 7 days out from a show, I'm just trying to maintain, not trying to hurt myself at this point. So we did 3 sets of 15, and then from there, we did a superset of face pulls with the rope, and we did pull downs with the easy bar. So we did, I think we did 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps on both of those. Not too heavy, not too light, but you know, we went through there, and after that, I believe we went heavy on dumbbell rows. I think that was the final back exercise. And I love dumbbell rows. Not a lot of people like them. Some people like to do barbell rows. I tend to do barbell rows, but that's more of like an off-season motion for me, because you can go a little bit heavier. But again, with dumbbell rows, it's just a good exercise to finish off back. And then after that, we just finished up with real quick biceps to touch those up, because I haven't hit biceps in probably a good 2 weeks. One of my stronger motion or stronger muscle groups. So.
Yeah, now we were talking off camera. We were talking about that. You've always had crazy arms.
Yeah. I've always had genetically, I've been gifted with decent sized arms. I think right now they're probably 21 inches, and when I get a pump, they can probably get somewhere around 22. I haven't measured them in a while, but I would say in my off season, like we were talking about off camera, that I only train them realistically. I only train them probably 3 times in the off season, because it's just one of the muscle groups that grow extremely fast, and doesn't take a whole lot for them to grow on me. So I basically use my time more wisely on the muscle groups that need to be focused on.
Good job. I think that's intelligent too, because some guys, like, they almost like that. They'll go for something crazy. You know, they have one group and they'll overtrain.
And they'll overtrain it, yeah. And you know, and then you start to, but the thing is with bodybuilding, that's not what it's about. You know, you try to bring a well-rounded look for all of it. So when you look too dominant in one area, yeah, I mean, it's cool. You know, you might look good in a t-shirt, but at the end of the day, like, you're trying to look good in a pair of trunks on a stage. So you want to bring a well-rounded package all the way around. So
Yeah. Now, it's kind of not a lot of people. I know a few, one or two in Michigan, but now you're a D.C. Police officer, bud.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that and what it's like, bodybuilding and prepping for a show.
Okay. Yeah, believe it or not, I mean, a lot of people think it's a lot harder than it would be. I mean, it can be a little bit stressful with my schedule because, like we talked about, is I work day work for a week, and I'm on evenings for a week, and that'll rotate back and forth for about 2 weeks, and then I'll do a week of midnights. So I never really have an opportunity to get a basic, 9 to 5 routine down. But basically, my girlfriend is a huge help for me because if when I'm sleeping or if I need rest in between work and the gym, she preps a lot of my meals, which makes my life extremely easy on that end of it. That's why I think having somebody that's into fitness as much as you are is definitely beneficial. But with that said, it takes a certain somebody, I think, to be able to pull off a job like I do and the bodybuilding thing, because it's a lot of time. You only have someone. I mean, I work a 10-hour shift, so you figure my day starts on day work. I got to be out of the house by 6 o'clock. My shift starts at 7, then I don't get off until 5. So it's like I shoot home. I get my, I'll either eat real quick at 4:30 before I head home, and then it's like I get home, I'll change, and I go right to the gym. So, and then you're talking cardio. Now that I'm in prep, my cardio got all the way up to about 55 minutes. So, you're talking 55 minutes on a stepper, and then, at least an hour working out, plus 20 minutes, 30 minutes of posing, and then whoever, who knows if you're going to tan or whatnot. So you're talking like, an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours in the gym. So, your personal life is definitely put to the side when you're in prep as well as work, leading into a show. Like I was saying earlier, off camera as well, you got to find a place that you can find, you got to find a happy medium. You got to be able to have some sort of personal life as well as, work and bodybuilding. But if it's a passion of yours and it's something that you love to do, then you really don't mind doing it. Mm-hmm. Some people, they get to the point where it's like, this is not my job. You know what I mean? So, this is some people's job. I'm fortunate in the aspect that this is a passion of mine, and, I love it. I really do love it. And, I'm fortunate to have the sponsor and, to have a certain look and then to have a job that's allowing in the aspect of, making time to do this, so.
Good to go. That's awesome, man. Yeah, and I mean, with that job, that's not something where people can be like, oh, I'm low carbs. I sit behind a desk.
Yeah, that's definitely something that, can play a toll, especially, you get a call and you got to go up to the 13th floor or something. Now, typically, you have elevators, and yeah, we take the elevator, but, when you're on a low carb day or a no carb day, getting out of your cruiser is painful enough. Yeah. By the time you walk into the apartment building or whatever it is that you're going to do, a traffic stop, you feel it. You're out of breath. But most bodybuilders know on a low carb day or a no carb day that just walking into the gym is tiring enough. Getting off the couch is tiring enough, let alone going to work and then having to answer, any type of call for service. I mean, it could be anything. I work in a pretty busy area. So, I answer calls for service of all types. You have, we have shootings, we have homicides, we have domestics, we have theft calls. I mean, anything can happen. Anything can happen on any given day. But, the biggest thing at the end of the day is to go home. Yeah. That's the most important thing, is to go home. So.
Now, what did you change from your show last year by, obviously you did great at your first show, but what was your big things you focused on this year for like as far as your off season, your diet? So.
Okay. Yeah, the biggest thing for me in my off season this year was my legs. My legs needed to improve, so I focused on my legs. They came up 2 inches. Now that I'm cutting, they've come down a little bit, but I've put on probably 10 to 12 pounds of stage weight. Won't really know for sure until I step on that scale for weigh-ins, but my legs were definitely the biggest focus point of my off season. My lower back was a focus point. I think I've seen a lot of gains in both of those areas in the off season. The biggest thing for me, being that it was my first off season, was just kind of learning my body as far as certain carbs to eat, certain fats to stay away from. I would be lying to sit here and say that I ate clean all off season. But what worked for me was I always ate 5 to 6 meals a day. They were all relatively big meals, like 8 to 10 to 12 ounce portions of proteins. So like if I ate like five meals a day, I would eat 5 clean meals a day. So that would be, whether it was like chicken or tilapia or ground beef, like a leaner fat ground beef. Those would be like, be consistent within those 5 meals, but I always allowed myself like one cheat meal. Some people like say they only give themselves like one cheat meal a day or a week. I would have a cheat meal a day just for the normality purposes of, being able to stay consistent. Because it really does mentally drain you when you have to follow a really strict diet all the time. I mean, it's hard enough doing it for 16 or 20 weeks leading into a show. So to do it all year round, you really have to be, somebody that's, it works for some people. It doesn't work for everybody. I mean, everybody's different, but for me, it worked that I gave myself one cheat meal a day. And whether that was, pizza or, a breakfast sandwich or a bagel with cream cheese or, Taco Bell, something, it wasn't always really bad, but it was just something off of my regular plan. And that worked. I mean, I maintained abs all off season. My body fat never really got any higher than 14%. So I would say that worked the best for me. This year, I'm probably going to try and do something very similar. I'm going to focus again on my legs. My legs are still going to be a focus point. And that's pretty much it for as of right now. We'll just have to see how these next 2 shows go.
Good deal, man. Any sponsors or anyone you'd like to thank?
Absolutely, yeah. I definitely want to thank USP Labs. They're my sponsor, my supplement sponsor. I want to thank you for taking the time out today to interview me, do the video shoot, and tomorrow I'm looking forward to the photo shoot. And definitely want to thank my girlfriend, Amanda, for being in my corner and, like I said, helping me prep my meals and just being a good person. And I look forward to stepping on stage in 7 days and seeing how it turns out.
Good luck, man. We'll follow along and hopefully you kill it out there.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Good deal.